and welcome to November Inside the Dragons. In this edition, you will see LOHS Band State Finals, Scripps Career Readiness Rodeo, the LOHS Unified Robotics, and Elementary Social Studies lesson about Michigan. I hope you enjoy this edition.
When November hits each fall, the Lake Orion High School marching band begins to shine. The Dragons spend all summer preparing their routine. Then they spend all fall building and competing each weekend, leading up to their annual appearance at Ford Field for the state finals. This year, the Dragons had a great resume, having won a competition during the year, and an impressive show titled Center of Oblivion. The day of the state finals begins with an early arrival at the parking lot outside of Ford Field for warm-ups. The students prepare both their instruments and their bodies for their upcoming performance. The group leaders inspire each other, and momentum built up as the afternoon progressed. Finally, when it was time to enter the stadium, the parent volunteers joined the marching band members, transporting the massive set across the street and into line and eventually down the huge ramp under the stands. Waiting their turn behind other bands, everyone held it all together as the huge fan delegation waited in the stands to roar when the Dragons took the field. After getting situated, it was finally time for the finely tuned performance, complete with a huge set, a full dance and marching routine, all while playing a medley of songs. Once they finished, the awards commenced, and the Dragons were recognized as one of the top bands in the state, finishing 6th in Division I, the state's highest group. The band again represented Lake Orion at an elite level, showing all those months of work were worth it. At Orion Oaks Elementary, November always holds a special opportunity to recognize those who have given us our freedom. The students and staff make great efforts to honor the veterans in the Orion Oaks community and make them feel welcome. A full school assembly was held, and family members who served in the military were invited to attend and witness the presentation. The students began by singing. The history of the holiday was also shared.
Veterans Day began at the end of World War I. President Woodrow Wilson introduced Armistice Day in 1919. The name of this holiday was changed to Veterans Day in 1954 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower, so that we honor all veterans.
And each service branch was recognized. Each student and staff member was asked to submit information and photos for any veterans in their family or close friends. That led to the most poignant moment of the ceremony, a long video sharing their veterans within the Orion Oaks community. The event concluded with students and their veterans sharing breakfast and honoring all they gave for our country. When Scripps Middle School teachers Rebecca Lowe and Elizabeth Riemann connected and brainstormed a plan to share career readiness with the students, they needed a theme. So they played off the name and made it into a Career Readiness Rodeo. As they gathered 20 different community presenters to talk about their careers and how English language arts works into their jobs, the presenters wore bandanas and themed outfits as they presented.
Yes, we had the 6th grade Career Readiness Rodeo, in which we had 20 different people from the community come in and talk about their jobs and how skills you learn in ELA today can apply to future careers. It's a rip-roaring time. The students have a sheet of paper that they fill out every time they talk about the job description and the summary of job, and then the ELA skills that they use. And at the end of the day, they do a reflection on their favorite job, and there's always a Q&A time for the last 3 minutes of each rotation. This year, we are color-coded in our bandanas. Last year, it was green, and this year, everyone has color-coded different bandanas, so we know exactly where orange group is supposed to be versus pink group. We have 10 people who returned from the last year, and then we had 10 new people from all the different kinds of careers.
As the students moved station to station, they were able to learn about many unique professions, including scientists, firefighter, police officer, election official, and even school district superintendent. The creative event, where they moved through the stations in groups, engaged the students far more than just sitting at a desk and watching a video.
It was fun. We've been learning a lot about different jobs, like labs and stuff.
I think we've been learning about medical stuff the most,
Yeah.
basically, because I think this group really likes medical stuff because I personally love it. It's really cool to see all the science behind it.
Yeah.
And my favorite job so far is the registered nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. My mom is also a registered nurse, and so is hers.
One thing I learned is that you have to be patient with all of the things because I'm not very patient if you ask me.
Yeah, and they have to keep a straight face when seeing gross things
Yeah.
for respect.
And you have to be organized.
Lake Orion Community Schools has increased its focus on career readiness at all levels, including adding a new career-focused education supervisor, Chad Chappell.
This is an amazing experience for these kids to get firsthand information and knowledge from professionals that are in industry. I'm very impressed. These people are taking their time as volunteers to come in and share their personal work experience. So as they travel around through the day, they're broken up into stations, into rooms. They're seeing everything from automotive to engineering, nursing, parks and rec, just a wide variety of experiences that these kids have the opportunity to talk to somebody that's actually in their career path. It's great because it's exposure from our district standpoint, career readiness from kindergarten all the way through the 12th grade year. Right here in the middle school age, they're beginning to plant the seeds and get these ideas of maybe future career paths. So it's fully in line with what we're trying to do as a district, get them exposed to many different opportunities and ideas about what they may want to do as they grow up, and possibly even exposure to things that they decided they don't want to do. So ideally, as we work through our district plan and think of globally career readiness K through 12 district-wide, we have some similarities. Obviously, some opportunities or events may be different at different buildings, but I would like to see similar experiences all the way through, so that our Lake Orion kids are exposed to a wide variety of opportunities, but have a similar exposure from kindergarten all the way through the 12th grade year.
In November, the Lake Orion High School Unified Robotics team attended its lone competition of the year.
The Unified Robotics competition is just there's competition, but it's pure fun. That first day, it really showed me that we had something special.
The unified teams are composed of general education students from the LOHS Robotics Team 302 and a few special education students who want to learn more. The students work together a few times through the fall to build small robots that fulfill certain tasks, such as knocking down stacked cups by launching a ball. Part of the experience of the day at Northville was giving the students an opportunity to present for themselves about their educational journey and allow the judges to meet them. Once they have completed the presentations, the students get to work on engineering-related tasks and see the Northville team's full robot in action before it competes in the spring high school season. After the rotations, the teams competed with their robots, and the Dragons came out in first place for the second consecutive year. A great time was had by all. As Corey Haydad was looking for a new and creative way to interact with elementary students in social studies, the LOCS instructional coach came upon a traveling lesson from Oakland Schools. The suitcase featured different stations positioned around the room, each with its own tangible item related to the history of the state of Michigan.
So this presents a really unique opportunity because in science, students are really used to having hands-on opportunities. And this is a situation where I could borrow this from Oakland Schools and bring something that is hands-on, have kids put on the hat of a historian and look at a variety of sources, to analyze those sources, to ask questions, and to make connections between sources and things that they have already learned through social studies and other subject areas. So it's really an interdisciplinary activity, and we are working on increasing more opportunities like this for students throughout all of our levels in Lake Orion. They are very engaged. They're asking questions that I often don't know the answers to. They're fascinated with the potbelly stove. They are asking questions about soybeans and how they grow, and I find that most days I'm going home and doing my own research in order to better answer their questions.
The students use the hands-on opportunity to touch and feel and examine different parts of the state, all brought to the school.
Doing a social studies project on the history of Michigan, and there are minerals and ancient artifacts that we are studying to learn more about.
What's been the coolest thing you've seen?
Probably the rock that was made of paint from the Ford factory, and the fossil of coral.
A colleague of mine, who's the EL newcomer consultant, and I built this artifact suitcase for students to engage with hands-on history so that they can look at different sources and analyze them the way historians do and bring history to life. All of these sources center around Michigan's past and present. So there's artifacts, photographs, documents, maps, and kids have a chance to think about the connections between all of them. They're just so interested in just the idea that all of these sources came from where they live, and they just have so many questions, which is great because we're really trying to get kids to ask questions in social studies.
Please join us next time for our December edition of Inside the Dragons.
Inside the Dragons is produced by the Lake Orion Community Schools in partnership with Orion Neighborhood Television. For up-to-date news and information about the Lake Orion Schools, visit our website at lakeorionschools.org and watch us on Comcast Educational Access Channel 22 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99.